What's Crack-A-Lackin? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
What's Crack-A-Lackin? Welcome into another episode of My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host, Sleaze. Today, we are diving into my top 10 defenses plus 3 streamers each for week 12 here. And again, I completely forgot. I forgot whose name brought it up for me to drop these videos before the waiver wire. And I'll do that next week. I just brain farted on it, completely forgot. So there's probably still a couple available, depending on how competitive your league is or how smart they are not paying attention to the quarterback injuries that have happened and the quarterbacks that are stepping in. So we are going to look at game scripts. We're going to look at implied point totals. We're going to look at injuries. And we're going to look at grunge matches. That is a key factor for defenses here. So before we dive into it, guys, make sure you tap that thumbs up, hit that subscription button, turn that bell on. It helps me out a ton. I can't thank you guys enough. And again, if you have any questions or anything at all, it doesn't have to pertain to defenses. You can drop in anything you want in there. I'll try to answer every single one of them for you. That's one of my goals this year for you guys to get to all of them. There's so many. I mean, I always try my best. So if you guys haven't as well, both these links are pinned in the top of the comments and in the description of the video. The Guys FF Discord that I run with Big Draft Energy and drafters.com. Make sure you check them out. If you want to join the Discord, we talk fantasy football 24/7 off stream in there. Now, let's dive in to my top 10 plus 3 streamer each defenses. And there's still 4 teams on a bye for week 12 to help you guys get that playoff push here at the end. So if you guys know the channel, this is my defensive board. Defense tier 1 at the top. That'll go 1 through 5. Tier 2 will go 6 through 10. And then circled in yellow off to the side, you will see the streamers. And remember, the streamers are still going to be tough. We have a lot of good matchups, and we still have the Broncos, the Dolphins, the Chargers, and the Commanders on a bye. And then next week is our last bye week, and then we are full send fantasy football playoffs. It is time to lock in. So starting off with defense number 1 on the week, none other than the Seattle Seahawks. Why are we going with the Seattle Seahawks after how Sam Darnold is playing in the past 2 games? Well, let me tell you, you're going to get the Tennessee Titans offense and Cam Ward, and they just lost Calvin Ridley, and we've seen how bad depleted the run game is between Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears. Tyjae Spears gets most of it done in the receiving game. I wish they'd just give Tyjae the role at this point, but this is what I'm talking about here. You got to target the high implied point total spreads and a team that just isn't scoring any points. So you're looking at a 40.5 over-under, and Seattle's favored by 13.5 in this game. And you've seen their new young Legion of Boom. I mean, even though that Sam Darnold played bad against the Rams last week, their defense still kept him in the game versus a very prolific offense with Matt Stafford, Devontae Adams, and Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams, and they were still in that game. So now let's go up against, and this is how I look at it, let's go up against Cam Ward and the Titans, who we don't even know if Alec Ayamanor or Chimera DK even going to be out there. He got a concussion last week too, and Calvin Ridley's season is over. You know, Chigga Conquo hasn't been what we thought. You know, maybe I'm blanking on Gunnar Helm out of Texas that came to me. Maybe he steps up a little more here in 12-team personnel because they're going to have to. But what you look at here is this is where mistakes are made, right? So Seattle gets up by 14. Seattle gets up by 17. Then their defense just starts to tee off. That's when the pick sixes come. That's when the mistakes happen offensively. That's when the fumbles happen. That's when all the points happen. And Seattle defense is going to be an absolute smash play this week. Number 2 is going to be the Cleveland Browns, and my goodness, Myles Garrett. I mean, 6 straight seasons with 12-plus sacks, the first player in NFL history, first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, he's putting his name into the, like, Lawrence Taylor, like, top 3 all-time lister. That is how dominant this man is. Now, you're going to get Geno Smith. And I don't know what the hell the Raiders are doing. It's time to pull the ripcord, man. You made a bad investment. Let's see what Aiden O'Connell, let's see what Kenny Pickett can do. Because, I mean, you even saw Geno Smith at the podium. He's like, if your kid's late to school, just blame it on me. Blame it on me. Blame it on me. Like, he's checked out. It's over. And, I mean, actually, when we're in the comments here, let's do a little poll here. I want you guys to comment, or in the comment box, how many sacks do you think Myles Garrett gets alone? And you can even throw in the half sacks if you want, if he's going with, other teammates getting a sack. Let's throw that in there and take a look at this, because I love Myles Garrett for like 3+ sacks in this game, maybe even more, because he's just an unstoppable force. Number 3, the Baltimore Ravens, and their defense is getting better. It was off to a slow start to start the season. And why do you want to target the Baltimore Ravens? You get the New York Jets. And the New York Jets, Justin Fields, the guy hasn't passed for 150 yards in a decade from what's going on recently. Now they got Tyrod Taylor in there. You're down Garrett Wilson. The Baltimore Ravens run D has been absolutely getting better by the week here with everyone getting healthy. Brees Hall's in for a nightmare game. I mean, their weapons at wide receiver, my guy Adonai Mitchell, I hope he gets loose. You got John Mechie out there, Mason Taylor. They're going to be firing at the blitz package nonstop here in this game. Tyrod Taylor is in for a rough outing. I mean, the over-under, guys, is 44.5. Baltimore's favored by 13.5. Again, this is where mistakes happen. When you get a big lead, Ravens are fighting for the season. I told you don't count them out at 1-5. That was like 5 weeks ago. They're 5-5. They're back in the playoff hunt. Lamar Jackson, the Ravens are coming. I fear for the New York Jets this week. Number 4 is going to be the Green Bay Packers. And why do I like the Green Bay Packers in a divisional game versus the Minnesota Vikings? 41.5 over under. Green Bay's favored by 6.5 in this game and might not even have Josh Jacobs in this game, but I do not care. Why? Because J.J. McCarthy has looked terrible. I mean, like terrible. Like, I can't explain it. He's missing wide open throws. He missed like TJ Hawkinson running around like 5 times last week. Justin Jefferson's frustrated, slamming his helmet on the ground. It's not looking good. And then you get the update this week that the Vikings are just going to ride it out for the long haul with J.J. McCarthy and hope they can fix the project. That needs to get fixed real quick here if they want J.J. McCarthy to turn it around here. And the Green Bay Packers defense is not the one to do it against. Micah Parsons is going to be bearing down. This is going to be really, really rough for J.J. McCarthy in this game. And you got to love the Green Bay Packers just because you're going up against him. Number 5, it's the first time they've ever made it into my top 10, and I really, really love this play this week in the Las Vegas Raiders. And I know I've said in my past videos, I am rooting for Shedeur Sanders. I'm tired of all the hate for him, everyone just dogging him, and everyone, dude, you should see like the stuff on Twitter that I get about this guy. Like, it's absolutely bonkers. Like, dude, like he wasn't good at Colorado. Like, he didn't have one of the best passing percentages of all time or completion percentage. I know he had Travis Hunter, but man, the guy was thrown to the wolves. He never had a first team rep last week, and people just like bagging on him, man. It's like because Deion Sanders, they just hate him. It's crazy. I want to see him succeed, but I love the Raider defense against him as well. So you're probably looking at Max Crosby in a Myles Garrett game with 3 sacks. I mean, Shedeur Sanders did look bad last week, but again, he wasn't ready for the game. He had no first team reps, no practice with the first team, nothing. So yeah, he got dog walked last week, but he's probably in for a rough one here again. I like the Raider D. I like him for interception too in this game, but I still want to see Shedeur Sanders succeed just because I feel bad. Number 6 is the Dirty Birds heading down to tier 2, the Atlanta Falcons, and this is the grunge game I'm talking about here, right? So you're looking at the over-under 39.5, very low implied point total game, 1.5 spread. Both these grunge teams, you got Kirk Cousins, who, wow, has looked, I don't know, probably the worst I've ever seen Kirk Cousins look. I mean, maybe he gets some first-team reps. Maybe he gets a little juice back, but it's looked really, really bad. Now you're down Drake London as well. You still got Bijan out there, which they're probably going to feed the hell out of Bijan in this game. And you're going up against Tyler Shuck, and they trade away Rashid Shaheed. They still got Chris Olave. You got Kamara still. Probably a 15-12 game. That's what you want defensively. That is why I like the Atlanta Falcons this week. And since we're talking about that game, I'm just going to throw them up here too as my streamer. The New Orleans Saints as well, because we know how Kirk Cousins again has looked, and we know they're down Drake London. And when you got a low implied point total game, they think it's going to be close. I think it even goes under 39, which is crazy. So if you want to throw out the New Orleans Saints as a streamer, I am not mad at that at all either. Defense number 7 is going to be the Buffalo Bills, and we're going to get a short week, and these Thursday games have been ugly all year, kind of like the international games that have been ugly all year. And you get the Texans, and you got Davis Mills, and I know Davis Mills has been okay. He's led them to 2 wins, but that's not over the Buffalo Bills. So this is going to be a different beast here. You got Josh Allen coming into town. You're going to have to keep up, and when you have to keep up and you can't lean on Woody Marks for 20 touches like last week, you're going to have to pass more. And when you're down, like I said, this is where the mistakes happen. This is where the Buffalo Bills are going to capitalize, and I like them to actually just mop up the Texans this week. I don't think the Texans are going to even be in this game at all. Number 8 is going to be your Detroit Lions, and hopefully we get the big news that they're waiting for to get their star corner that they traded from the New York Jets before they got hurt early in the season, which is going to be DJ Reed. And, hopefully he'll be out there on, I don't know if Slayton's going to be out there or not, or Wan'Dale Robinson, however it goes. They need help in the secondary. The Lions have been hurting all year long. you get the Giants, and you know that Aiden Hutchinson's going to be teeing off. Their offensive line has been bad all year long, which has shambled up their run game. They do have Jackson Dart back, which is going to avoid a couple pass rushes here and there with his rushing upside for sure. But still, you got to like the Detroit Lions as a good defense here because the Giants don't have a lot going for them, and they're 10.5-point underdogs, which is wild. So give me the Detroit Lions defense at number 8. Number 9, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who I would have told you last week are not a defense to start versus the Los Angeles Chargers, and they popped Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh in the mouth in that game, man. I had Herbert. I mean, everyone on the planet had Herbert as a top 5 quarterback, and he put up 3 points. So get ready for this new Jags D off a bye that came out. Now you're going to get the Cardinals and Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, he lit up my 49ers. My 49er defense is beat up across the board. The Jacksonville Jaguars are not. This is going to be a different game here for Jacoby Brissett. We don't know if Trey Benson's going to be out there. Yeah, he practiced. DeMarco's ruled out. MHJ's ruled out. Michael Wilson looked great. He's kind of a sleeper flex play in my video. Trey McBride is unstoppable. But that's what they're going to focus on. So they're going to make Michael Wilson and Jacoby Brissett beat them. I still like the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. And, man, they looked damn good last week. And there's something to pay attention to right now. Number 10, and this one's sketch because Joe Burrow just was updated, practiced in full. So I know you're still down Jamar Chase, right? Because the spitting incident with Jalen Ramsey and his suspension got upheld and he didn't get the appeal, right? So T. Higgins, Chase Brown, but if Joe Burrow's out there, I'm probably not putting the Patriots at number 10. So again, this is an update that just happened during this video or like 2 minutes before this video started, so I didn't change it. Patriots are still a top defense across the board. Even against good teams, they're still good. But if Burrow's out there, I probably look to switch out my Cincinnati or my New England Patriots defense here. Now, heading to the streamers, guys. Remember, these are tough. The matchups are tough. 4 teams are on a bye, so it does make it a little difficult here. And some of these matchups are rough. But one of them I'm going to target here, and this, again, is based on Aaron Rodgers if he doesn't play, okay? So Chicago Bears defense has been bad, right? And this is a streamer play at best. But they are going to get their superstar corner, Jalen Johnson, back, which is going to be on DK Metcalf. He travels, too. He's very good corner, like Pro Bowl, first team, everything. He's superstar corner. That will really help their secondary, what they've needed. Jalen Warren's banged up. He wasn't at practice. You know their other wide receivers haven't been good. Mason Rudolph's a serviceable backup. But if Aaron Rodgers misses this game with a broken wrist or on his left hand, not throwing hand, sorry, I got the hiccups. This is going to be a nice streamer play. It's not sexy by any means, but the Bears, once it gets cold, they're at Soldier Field. They start to get turnovers. They start to create touchdowns on defense. And I think this is going to be a really, really sneaky, like streamer play if Aaron Rodgers is not there. So make sure you're paying attention to that update. Last but not least, my last streamer, the San Francisco 49ers. My other options were really, really rough, guys. So I know my Niners defense is beat up, but I'm not playing the Titans at the Seahawks. I'm not playing the Colts or Chiefs. I'm not playing the Jets versus the Ravens. We already talked about Browns, Raiders. I'm not playing the Cardinals versus the Jags. Cowboys, Eagles, no. We did Falcons, Saints, Bucks, Rams. I'm not starting either one of them in that game. So it left me with the San Francisco 49ers on Monday night versus the Carolina Panthers. Now, I know Bryce Young just lit it up. The over-under is 48.5. It's a high implied point total game. Our defense can't stop anybody, but you also got to look at Bryce Young before the breakout game last week against Atlanta. He had 2 points and 3 points the week before that and plus matchups. Robert Saleh can still scheme up enough. Like, let's say, I give an example. Like, let's say I have the Rams D, right, which is a top defense. I'm not dropping them by any means, but I would sub out the Rams for the 49ers because it's a better matchup. Like, I don't want to play against that high implied point total shootout game that might happen with Tampa and the Rams. So that's what I'm talking about when I say streamer play. It is the Panthers. You do get Monday Night Football. We're at home. Things change at home. I know we're not a good defense totally, but it's a streamer option, and I had to get 3 of them, and it's one I would barely throw out there if I needed. Thanks for rocking with me. That is the end of the episode. That is my top 10 defenses plus 3 streamer plays if you need each, broken down defensively statistically of why I like those streamers. Now, if you guys haven't checked out already, I just dropped my smash wide receivers, my sleeper plays. Next video is the last one of the day. It will be my top 10 kickers plus 3 streamers each. And then I'll be dropping all of my stardom sit-ems every single matchup tomorrow before Thursday night kickoff for every single position. And then I'll be live for the shows. The Start Sit show starts tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then we're live all weekend long. So if you guys haven't already, Make sure you tap that thumbs up, hit that subscription, turn that bell on your way out if you have not. And if you haven't checked out the links, the drafters.com sponsor or our Discord, the Guys FF, our premium cord, both those links are in there. We help you with everything fantasy football dynasty. I have every player ranked. Everything you need is all in there to help you guys succeed. That's it for me in this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I will catch you in my last episode next, which is my top 10 kickers plus streamers. Sleazebomb out.